Hello, hello, my BFAB BU tribe. This is Maria, your health and wellness and fitness coach, and it is Wednesday, the day prior to Thanksgiving. So let me start today's live over here, wishing you a happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful to have you in my life. I'm thankful for my clients, for my viewers, for my supporters, for my friends and family. So thanks for being here, for watching this. So I hope you have a wonderful day with your friends and family, in person or by virtual means, whatever that is, right? What it means is really the intentions, and you can always give some virtual hugs. It all happens. So, okay, let's get over here towards support to thrive, and we're in question number 7. So this person wrote, needs support regaining trust to move from trust to faith. So obviously, trust can have a very broad direction, and there is trust related to people, trust related to processes, trust related to something, but there is often related to individuals, right? Because no matter if it is a process or something, it's led normally by or created by a person. So I'm going to focus especially here today on individuals. So here is a strategy that I learned from a writer called Brene Brown. You might have heard about her. She has written amazing books in vulnerability and many other topics. And this really was a game changer for me. Before I go into what she calls the shitty first draft, yes, you heard me right, and I'll explain in a minute. Let me say this. The other day I refer to the law of the lid by John Maxwell. And when we come to trust, I believe that this law of the lid also applies. If we don't believe, if we're not comfortable with our own trustworthiness, it's going to be hard for us to trust anybody else, right? If we are operating outside our congruency level, we're normally going to judge others by the same way. So keep that in mind. So always reflect what's going on with my own life that potentially is impeding this, trust, this relationship to evolve into have more trust in the process, in society, in individuals, and so on. So now going back to Brene Brown's shitty first draft, and actually I'm going to grab my notes here because these are, I always like to refer to them. I have them written on my phone because I love to kind of go back to them when something's really bothering me. So I hope this feels well for you as well. So this first shitty draft, or first shitty first draft, pardon, Brene shares that she came across from a book writers because authors normally do, the first draft they consider a shitty draft, and basically you're going to write whatever, and you're not going to be paying attention to all the nuances of what you're writing. So they consider that draft to be a shitty draft. So when it comes to trust and vulnerability and all that kind of stuff, often we sometimes create stories, right? And I applied this, a few times, and I applied this with people in my life, and really has impacted me greatly. Um, and so this process that goes is about questioning. It's about asking questions about this situation. Let's say that you go to a place or you're in a conversation, and there is somebody sketchy in there, or you're feeling uncomfortable in some way because the way somebody look at you, and all of a sudden you're thinking that there is something wrong with you, or this person is smiling or laughing, and all of a sudden you think that's about you, and you have already some trust issues with that person or that relationship, and now it's really bothering you. You leave that scene, and all of a sudden it's like, what's going on, yada yada yada, and it really becomes elevates your level of stress and anxiety. And who hasn't gone through that? Look, I have gone through that, I don't know, dozens and dozens, if not hundreds and hundreds of times. But I've learned this lesson and I apply this technique as often as possible. And so this technique goes about asking three questions. I'm going to read them to you. So one is you got to ask these questions. What story am I making up? So literally go back and tell you and answer this question. What kind of story am I making up about the situation that just happened, right? That is impacting my trust with somebody. Second question, is that true? Or what is it? What is true in that story? You may be thinking that there are certain things that are true, but really you kind of ask yourself, is that really true? And sometimes, when we take a step back and kind of, evaluate with a clear mind or really focusing, we might come to different answers, right? Third question is, what do I really need to know more about? Right? To really kind of feel comfortable about the situation again. These are kind of, as you can, think about it, these are kind of very important questions. So again, what story am I making up, right? Whatever we are making up over here, what is true, and what do I really need to know more about it? So what basically happened after you kind of go with yourself on those kind of answers, questions and answers, you basically going to circle back with that person. And you might want to say, look, I mean, yesterday, when I was talking to you, you kind of look a little funny to me and you start laughing. And that made me feel kind of uncomfortable. And, you made a comment. And look, I mean, is there anything that I making up over here? Help me clarify the situation, you know and ask the question, and often, more often than not, it's not about you. And if it is, you're going to have a pretty good sense, that is impacting their relationship with that person. Or maybe there is something really that you have to reevaluate. Is this an environment or is this an individual that I want to have around, especially if you've been feeling like that for a while? But going over and over these scenarios, whatever is impacting you, your well-being, mental health, I want to say, because it brings anxiety and stress for days sometimes, is not really healthy for us, right? It's not really healthy for you. And that is going to keep impacting that level of trust with that individual, of that process, and so on. So go back, answer those three questions, and circle back with that person. Do not, allow the inconvenience or the potential conflict that will raise, by you kind of, gently touching and asking that person to clarify, to be something, that you don't feel that is right to do. It is right to do because it's impacting you, right? And it's impacting this relationship, in a negative way without maybe not having a reason whatsoever. Maybe there is nothing about you. Maybe there was nothing about the situation. It could be something totally different. This person was thinking about somebody else. This person was talking to somebody else. We look around and it's just cross minds. And again, you know, clarify this. It's for you to take this stand to take care of your own health and well-being that way is going to put like a sense of, it's going to give a sense of relief, is going to give you more clarity, and maybe re-engage in that relationship. So I hope this was helpful. This strategies has helped me in many, many times. And, and when it comes to trust, it related to other individuals, what they're doing, what they're saying, whatever is going on, if it is personal or professional, I think those three questions in this exercise can be very helpful to you. If you have any questions whatsoever, send me a note, send me a private note, a text message, email, or leave a comment below, and I'll be glad to help you out. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day and have a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow with you and your families. Take care, folks. Bye bye.